4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome everybody to the Emerald Life. This is your host. Oh, technical difficulties. This is your host, Jay, and this is
I am King. King is in the building today.
King is in the building today.
And then we got our special guest,
Mr. Devin. Technical difficulties. Something's going on here. We got some spiritual realms. Hold on.
We got some sorcery going on.
We got some definite sorcery going on. Okay, back in normal.
That has never happened.
Never.
With the many podcasts that we've had.
All right, hold on. All right. So, welcome to the Emerald Life. This is your host, Jay, and the co-host,
King.
And today we got our special guest, a fellow rebel, another creative person, a videographer, photographer, well-rounded individual. We got Devin up on the cast. What's good, Devin?
Hey, how you doing? It's good to be here.
Get a little closer to the mic.
How are you?
Perfect. So, how's it been? How's it been for you guys? Welcome back.
Welcome.
This is episode 13 of the cast. 13, can you believe that?
It's a journey. I was listening to a song by Russ, and it's called The Journey, literally. And in the song, he talks about the destination not being not being the main focus to life. The destination doesn't mean anything. It's the journey that means everything. That's the most important part, is the journey. The destination does not mean anything.
Right, it is.
It's the journey that counts. So that's just been, circling my mind for the past couple days.
That's actually brilliant advice, because it really isn't. We just had a video blog recently, right before we got on the podcast, and we were talking about that, that it's more about the journey, not about the destination, more about the passion behind why you do certain things, so this is what we put out there. We were discussing this prior, and yeah, I've been learning a lot over the week too. Yeah, I've just been speaking of the journey, I'm just trying to open up my mindset to different perspectives, different things, and I found out that America is slacking big time. In what sense? In the sense, in the sense that we're not as technologically advanced. We're not, our politics is still very ass backwards.
I mean, just look at the government shutdown.
Precisely.
How ridiculous.
Exactly.
They expect you to be at work, but not to get paid.
Exactly. So they got that going on. They got a bunch of stuff America is backwards. And what made me realize how far behind we are is China. Now, does anybody, do you guys know anything about what just happened in China?
No clue.
No clue. So, in China, they just landed on the moon. So, they re-landed on the moon. They sent a probe to the moon. And basically what this probe is doing, it's planting, it's trying to plant stuff on the moon. It's trying to see what can be survived on the moon, and they're planning to create the next international space station on the moon. Wow. Yeah, so it's how freaking crazy is that? But not only that, check this out. Hold on, so China right now is on a technological advance. If it sounds crazy that they're back on the moon, imagine what they're doing here. So I'm just going to give you a little insight of what I found out on what they're doing.
Can the viewers see this?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I'm about to show this right now. All right. So 28 incredible innovations that's making China, change the world. I found this on MSN, and I felt like I wanted to share this with everybody to show you how far behind we are to China. You know, we're so focused on Trump and everything else, but look what China has. They have the world's first qualified robotic doctor.
Yeah, I actually think I heard something about this.
Right? So they got an AI-powered robot called, I don't know if I'm saying this right, Zhuoyi, took China's notorious difficult medical licensing exams in November 2017 and passed with flying colors, the first automation to do so. A sign of things to come, the doctor robot was developed by speech recognition firm iFlyTech.
What a mouthful.
Yeah. So like, and now they have like the world's largest floating solar power plant.
Mm-hmm.
This is all in China. They have the world's first passenger drone.
That's dope.
So you can your Uber is a fucking drone.
A drone. I'm taking a drone to work today.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna take a drone to work today. They have the world's first operational drone delivery program.
But then doesn't more problems arise by depending on technology so much?
I mean, yes and no, but it's to show
economically.
Economically?
That was a tongue twister.
But economically, I wouldn't think so, because you know what? You need people to build it. You need people to maintain it. You need jobs to manage it.
For example, this right here, where you have a drone delivery program.
Right.
You're getting rid of delivery drivers.
Right. You're getting rid of delivery drivers.
So where do those drivers go?
They're the drone operators.
You don't think that it would just operate off of...
Well, somebody needs to manage it to make sure that everything goes on time. Nothing... If all machines need to be monitored. They break down. So, it might, tarnish a whole, it might change a whole industry, like delivery drivers. It might make that job extinct, but it then opens up other jobs. Yeah. So again, they have, the world's first operational drone delivery program. They got the world's largest waste to energy plant. So like they take China is set to turn trash into treasure with the waste to energy plant, which becomes operational in 2020. So basically all their trash is used for fuel.
So that's
like
what
how crazy
America
is that?
Needs to do.
Right? How far behind are we?
Very.
They had the world's first monkey clones.
Because they're so focused on putting up a wall.
Exactly. And then look, they got the world's first monkey clones. They got the world's first robot staffed bank. A whole bank staffed by robots.
That kind of reminds me of like Japan. Japan is doing something very similar.
Yeah.
Because like you order food through a machine and then like the food just arrives.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you sit there and like somebody behind the curtain just like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The world's first lung regeneration therapy.
Ooh, that sounds good.
They have the world's first trackless smart train and virtual railway.
I wonder how that works. That's a little scary.
So it looks like you see another global first, a fully automatic trackless smart train that runs on virtual railway, launched in the city of Zhuzhou in October 2017. Cheaper than a tram system and more eco-friendly than buses, the smart train could make both modes of transportation a thing of the past. So it looks like
self-driving technology.
It looks like it uses it looks like they have patterns here. So maybe they paint down a pattern and the train just has wheels and follows the paint track.
Talking about this reminds me of an interview that Elon Musk did. I think it's for TED Talks.
Okay.
And he was basically talking about, his company, the Boring Company.
Right.
And Tesla and all that. And then he was bringing up how he truly believes that we are in a simulation. And he breaks it down and he talks about, scientifically all the facts that back up that we are in a simulation. And Elon Musk is a genius to me.
Right.
Because he came up with Tesla, the Boring Company. He came up with so many things. Like, this man,
he's at the forefront. Like,
he is up to something, because, you know, he does important things.
Right.
So and for him to be talking about us being in a simulation, like, I was like, oh shit.
And you know what? It's very possible.
I know. That's crazy to me.
It's very possible. Yeah, I mean, there's so many. There's like, for example, like if you think of DMT, you know, the drug DMT. You smoke it, in 10 minutes you're in a different world. You're in a different world, experiencing something different. So what if we're just a drug? Like, what if we're just a drug? And if we are a simulation, basically what we are is, you have to think of what we do in life itself, right? So what are we doing? And when it comes to space, we're sending out drones, we're sending out things out into space to explore the vast cosmos. Well, if we're doing that, the theory is other people are doing that. Other civilizations that are much more advanced. So the theory is that they possibly, what we're seeing as aliens could actually be drones that they're sending out into the universe, just like we are, and they're interacting with us. But there's no aliens inside them. It's just a drone, because we can control things from far away distances. So can they. We assume they would be able to too, and it's far cheaper. You know, you can send a robot into space, right? And it will take 100 years or 200 years. As it's going into space, you don't have to worry about it. It's a robot. So the next person takes over control and whatever. And then in 200 years, you finally have something that went, you know, really, really far. So if if we can think of that now, then another more advanced civilization might have already thought of it. Mm-hmm. And that's what we might be seeing. That might be what is responsible for Roswell and all these UFO sightings. Is probably drones. And in fact, there was something that I heard about, a solar flare, a solar spaceship that's in our galaxy. Let me do a quick search on that. So basically, let me see. Yeah, look. So it's called, I don't even know how the hell it's called. What it's called? It's called Ouma. It's a Hawaiian name, and basically it's a bizarre alien spacecraft, they believe, that entered our solar system. Mm-hmm. And basically it's it says here, the best way to think about the newly released draft paper by astronomers that Aumana, the mysterious cigar-shaped object that whizzed through our solar system last year, was spotted by Pan-STARRS, an Hawaiian telescope, might actually be an alien probe from interstellar space. The authors of the paper, Shumu Bailey, and postdoctoral researcher Avi Liub, I butchered those names, I really butchered them, but chair the astronomy department are right. It might be that it just might be. So basically, you see this. Hold on. If you see this, this is like a thing that they see in outer space right here. So if you can see what's on here, this is what they're believing is a space probe. How crazy is that? You see this space?
Insane.
So yeah, and then so going back to what I was saying originally, like how China's really kicking our ass. They have the first warship-mounted railgun. They have the first forest city, an entire city that's inside the forest, and they grew like all these trees around it, They have the world's first solar expressway. They have the world's first 4K virtual reality headset. They have the world's first third generation nuclear reactor, a 3D printed car, deep sea mining vessel. Let's see, world's first automated dental implant, world's first AI teaching assistant, world's first amphibious drone, world's largest air purifier. So basically, they're purifying their cities with this gigantic air purifier. They got the world's first ultra fast 3D microscope, the world's first electric bus fleet, the world's longest sea bridge.
Fuck are we doing over here?
Precisely.
Like
the world's largest
America.
single dish radio telescope, the world's first quantum satellite unhackable by a
Mr. Trump. What are we doing here?
the world's most sensitive dark matter probe.
I feel like America may be making some like monumental moments, but I feel like their social media and like everything is catered to only one person, and that's Donald Trump.
Yeah.
So like they're just casting everything that he's doing instead of like
what's actually going on in the world.
Yeah. It could be a possibility that we're fucking moving mountains and we don't even know.
It's possible. I doubt it.
I tried to put some hope into it.
And of course, they have the world's first landing on the far side of the moon. So they're doing a lot of fucking crazy shit.
Yeah, but China also has a holiday where they eat thousands of dogs. So,
well,
there's pros and cons.
Well, my point is, if they're the ones doing it, right, and we're so afraid of what they are capable of, why don't we do something better? But the reason we don't is we're too busy fighting each other, I mean, I feel like...
Okay, now that you bring that up.
Mm-hmm.
What was I listening to or watching?
Any comment on this, Devin?
Oh, I think it was Shane Dawson.
Okay.
He posted, I love him. He posted a new conspiracy, like almost 2 hours long.
Okay.
Almost like a movie.
Okay.
And there's a part 2 to the video that is technical difficulties once again.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. This is a strange case.
I have strong energies around me.
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
I'm known. I'm here. So anyways, he was talking about how he feels that kids have been brainwashed to feel like the only way out when feeling upset or sad is to kill yourself. So like he brought it back all the way to like the 50s and I think even like the 30s, like the cartoons back then.
Okay.
And how like the jokes were so morbid. Like, there was one where I don't remember what show it was, but there was one where I think it was Mickey Mouse.
Okay.
Where he was like, chilling with Minnie. Minnie decided to go for another man, left Mickey, and Mickey tried to kill himself 3 ways.
Oh damn.
He they showed him like hanging himself, blowing his brains out, and jumping out the window.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, because he was like, maybe this will be the end. Or like,
damn.
I tried 2 times, hopefully it's finally over. Like,
damn.
So if this is intended for kids, how kids can perceive this information and without even knowing it, being brainwashed to when you grow up, and shit starts hitting the fan, your way too is like, without even knowing it, your brain is like, well, when I was a kid, this is what I saw, so I guess this is how I'm supposed to like live my life.
Right.
Where shit gets hard, end it, because that's the only way it will end, And why they are doing this to like the kids, like even SpongeBob. I love SpongeBob.
Okay.
And he even showed in SpongeBob how many suicidal jokes they have in like an episode, and I never realized like.
No.
There was a whole episode on Squidward being depressed and saying that he wants to kill himself.
What?
And attempted to kill himself. And I know which episode it is. I've seen that episode so many times, but it never registered to me, like, the subliminals behind it. And how serious of a topic that they're hitting for such a young age bracket. You know what I mean?
And a lot of people these days that are young, they're all, a lot of them are clinically depressed.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, like, emotionally detached, and, like, they have a really hard time connecting with people.
That's crazy.
That's insane. Like,
that's very. And then, you know what? What's even more crazy is that what do parents do in modern day age? You know, they put their kid right in front of the TV.
and these parents don't even know half the shit their kids are watching.
They don't.
Like, that's the crazy part. This shit is, like, on Disney and Nickelodeon and all the, you know, Nick Jr. That's insane that they're talking about suicide and killing yourself, you know?
Nick Jr.
On Nick Jr. Facts. I don't know.
Or Nick, period. You know? You'd think Nick is such a kid-friendly show or channel, but...
Yeah. I mean,
just the content is not exactly the best for young molding minds, because then if you're thinking, you know, that suicide is a way out, it really, I mean, it is, but you don't know what's on the other side. It is, but you don't know what's on the other side.
What were we talking about? Because there was a reason why I brought that up. Brainwashing. Backtrack.
I don't remember.
I forgot what we were talking about. But
That's
anyways.
what happens in the Emerald life.
Anyways, yeah, I just found it insane how impressionable you are as a kid and how people could really do you wrong, you know?
Yeah, that's a fact.
And, like, really fuck you up without even realizing.
Speaking of getting fucked up without even realizing, this is Devin's first ever bong rip. I'm gonna give you the chong
He just questioned life. He looked at it, looked down, looked at it,
the
looked
Tommy
down.
Chong choo choo train.
That is, like, the smoothest hit you'll ever have. Is that I'm not sure if it is the way it's shaped, but that shit is smooth as fuck.
Yeah, it's really great.
Okay, so you light it here, you breathe in until you see this is cloudy, and once this is cloudy, you lift it up, you inhale it, you clear this, and then you put it back. You start it over again. It's a beautiful process.
This is another first ever bong rip on the Emerald Life.
Yeah, we had a first ever last time, right?
Yeah,
last week. Mm-hmm. You got this, Devin. You want me to light it for you?
Shout out to David Diaz. I love it. He said, I'm getting my current events here on this podcast. That's hilarious.
Danny is on.
Chong the Black MacGyver.
You always fuck up his name. It's back in the back.
Oh, dying in the corner.
Oh, no.
Tapping.
Oh, no.
Woo. Good shit.
Choo choo, bitch.
Choo, swallow.
Choke.
Oh, man. Welcome to the Emerald Life.
You know, those several minutes where you're just there dying and you feel your lungs collapsing and you're like, why did I do this to myself? But as soon as it goes away, you're like, thank God.
Thank God.
You got this, bro. You got this. Trust me, that was me.
Survive it. You're going to be much better for it.
Oh. You know what I heard? I heard that naming your pieces can be bad luck.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You know why I haven't named these pieces? That's funny.
Because every piece that the Batistas ever owned always got broke somehow. We had Heisenbong. We had the Traveler.
Rest in peace. She
But
was
this
an
man
amazing...
fucking knocked her over.
Damn, I love the Traveler.
More than Heisenbong? Heisenbong was huge.
Heisenbong was amazing. I missed Heisenbong. But these little bongs from the Daily High Club, they're really great. Daily High Club, was started by this guy, Harry.
Are you good over there?
Okay. So do you know anything about Daily High Club?
Sorry, I just had to acknowledge that we almost had the first death off cannabis ever shooting live stream on the podcast.
The first recorded death of cannabis
ever.
God forbid. Knock on wood.
Right. Just a joke, guys. It's just a joke.
We don't want any hate mail.
Yeah, please.
If he turns up dead, call the 911.
God forbid. No, never.
God forbid. God forbid. No. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. We didn't do it.
So let's move on with the topic and let's talk about self-care. I feel like self-care is a very important thing.
Okay, what do you want to talk about with self-care?
So I want to talk about something that I've learned about recently, which is crystal healing.
Interesting.
I've always been a fan, because it's like, it's nice to have a little ritual every day and feel like you have purpose every single day.
Sure.
So like I've always thought that, it was a dope concept. I just didn't think that it actually worked. I thought it was all placebo.
Okay, so crystal stuff?
Yeah, so basically, people use crystals to, fix their aura, to cleanse themselves, to gravitate towards healing the body from within.
Okay.
The mind, it requires meditation and just having purpose with your day and your thoughts. It's very, spiritual.
Okay.
So recently, my friend told me that her mom was selling bracelets.
Okay.
So me being me, me being part of EMRLD, I'm always looking to support.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, let me get a white one and a blue one, not knowing that they are semi-precious, so they're actual crystals.
Okay.
I just thought they were just regular beads.
Okay.
So I asked for white and blue, and later on during the week, I met up with her, and she told me, she was like, these are crystals. She's like, you ordered moonstone, which is really good for balancing your emotions and becoming more in tune with yourself. And it's good for helping you accept change. And then the other one I got, which is blue, it's cat's eye. So it's basically to protect me from evil eye, which is, you already know, one of my biggest struggles.
Fascinating.
So I thought it was very coincidental that I've been dealing with a lot more emotionally and having a hard time coming to terms with the fact that I'm not doing that as well as I would like to be emotionally.
Okay.
And I feel like there's a lot of negative, bad juju around me, so I just want to protect myself. And out of nowhere, this girl's on Instagram just promoting her shit, her mother's shit.
Right.
And I just support blindly just to find out I needed exactly what I bought.
Wow, that's crazy.
Right. So then,
that's fucking nuts.
And when I first bought it, I was like, it doesn't hurt to believe. It doesn't hurt nobody. If anything, it creates a ritual and it makes me feel like I have purpose. So why not?
Okay.
So I started using them, and my moonstone got cloudy.
Really?
And I texted her and I said, hey, is this normal? Am I not supposed to wet it or something? And she was like, no, what just happened is a beautiful thing. It was an exchange of energy. So you need to charge it again. I was like, charge it? What the fuck is this lady?
Okay.
So she was like, yes, charge it, with the sun, the moon, the earth, the soil, water, everything can charge it. You just leave it out in the sun, you leave it out in the moon. It's a natural thing. So you just need to get rid of that energy and put positive energy, from the sun and the moon, all of that.
Okay.
And it's funny because now thinking back, the day that I noticed that it got cloudy was the same day that I was going through a lot and I just got fed up. And I was like, I don't deserve this shit.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck about anybody else's feelings anymore. I'm doing what makes me fucking happy. Cutting all ties to people that were toxic to me. And I feel like once I cut that out, I look down at my bracelet and it's like, I got you.
Oh, interesting. Damn. So people were hating, and then it caught all your bad energy.
It wasn't even just hating. It was more so like being very toxic and not even realizing it, and bringing that toxicity to your life and adding on that stress for you. So like I can deal with a lot mentally and emotionally, but sometimes it's like it's hard for me to like upset another person. I would rather take the pain than like passing it on to somebody else. Like that's just who I am.
I get you.
So like I was just dealing with it for the past couple months, and then I got the bracelet, and out of nowhere I was like, no, I'm tired of this shit. I don't deserve this fucking shit. Like I need to focus on me. Like I need to do me.
Exactly.
And the transfer of energy and whatever. So I was like, dope. So that day I dug like a little hole in the backyard, and I put the bracelet in, and I covered it, and I put a little rock so I know where I put it. Let that shit be in there all day. The next day I came home from work, took it out, and it was shiny again.
Wow.
I cleaned off the bracelet, sparkling like I just bought it.
Wow.
And it was amazing. And after that moment, I was like, I am a believer.
Wow.
So I texted that to my friend's mom, and she was like, you need to cleanse your auras because you may have a lot of negativity around you, and it may be clinging to you. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. So she gave me the crystals, the physical crystals for because we have 7. We have a bunch of chakras, but we have the main 7 that we focus on with colors.
Okay.
So she gave me all the stones that are associated with each chakra, and she's going to slowly walk me through how to use each one, and that eventually, if I keep practicing, I'm going to know which one I need for the day. So let's say like I'm bad at communication that day, I take the throat chakra and I meditate with it to help me heal, and so on and so forth.
Very interesting.
And she said that the energy that she feels from me is that I am very sensitive to people's energy, and she was like, you have a gift. I was like, what do you mean? She was like, from the story, because I told her a couple stories of, back then when I used to meditate and the things I would experience.
Okay.
And she just basically told me, like, Jade, you have a gift and you are ignoring it. Like, you need to embrace it and you need to follow where it takes you, because you're lost and you're running from the truth. Like, you're running from who you are, and that's why you'll never find yourself, because you're running away from it. Embrace it.
Fascinating.
She said, embrace it. I was like, okay. So I had a little, confident booster, a little talk. It feels good. So now I have all 7 chakras on me at all times, and it also collects negative energy.
Okay.
Because it's so sensitive. So you have to be careful what you think. You have to constantly have that positive attitude. Just not being negative, because it can attract that as well. It attracts positivity and negativity. And with these crystals, since these are mine, I'm not allowed to let anybody wear them or touch them, because that's a transfer of energy, and I don't know how you feel towards me. You know what I'm saying? That could backfire on me really quick.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So it's a very personal thing, to you. So far, I've been, feeling great. Yeah, I'm
awesome.
I'm chilling. I would just love to get more into it, because I just find it so interesting.
That's fascinating. That's a fascinating theology. That's very interesting. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
That's literally my first.
I sound like such a hippie. Oh my god. And I shop at Urban Outfitters. That's what it sounds like. But fuck it.
But no, it sounds very fascinating, to be honest, because it's not something you hear about every day, and it's interesting because no one thinks about their aura, no one thinks about the spiritual world really, and the exchange that you have of energy between, the people that we interact with.
Like she said today, you exchange energy just by walking into a room, and that's when because I was explaining how I catch energy real quick. I could you could be pretending to be happy, you could be putting up a front, and everybody thinks you're okay, but one look at you and I'm like, what's wrong? Yeah, and I do that to you all the time, Drill.
That's true.
All the time. I'm like, yo, bro, what's wrong?
Yeah, that's true.
I asked my mom, oh, he's fine. Jade, you're crazy. I go to you and you're like, Jade, can we talk? Like,
yeah.
so she was saying how even by you walking into like a crowded room, that's an exchange of energy, and you're feeling everybody's energy. But it's just that you don't focus on it. Like us as New Yorkers are so on the go that we just surpass and just overlook all the little things that human beings can do, and that's just sensing like a human life being next to you. I sound like such a hippie, but it's like whatever. Like it's so important, especially where we're constantly evolving with our technology and it getting easier to communicate, but without being there in person. How important it is to just get that human connection. Because at the end of the day, we need each other. As much as we hate each other, we physically need at least one person that we can like just talk shit with, because we'll go insane without it.
Yeah,
you know?
we definitely do. Like that's something I heard on a podcast, that solitary confinement is probably the worst way of torturing somebody there is, because it deteriorates your mind.
Yep.
It makes you go crazy, and it's just the worst punishment a human can ever face. And we do need each other. We need other people to be happy.
Like, just imagine how much better the world would be, even if we were all just to practice crystals and that's it, or just to practice the little things of like listening
or just
when
to
somebody
smoke
speaks.
weed. I mean, how many people? But seriously, how many people do you end up having great relationships with, or great experiences with, and great moments with, because you smoke weed with them? Like a lot of friendships, a lot of.
I mean, honestly, you're speaking truth, because a lot of my friendships have started because I smoke weed.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like smoking weed is such a like underground thing. It's become more popularized now, but I feel like
for sure.
I feel like back then, like maybe a couple years ago, like it was so hush hush that it created that bond of like, I can trust you. So like, I'm gonna open up completely because you smoke, and I know that you don't like.
We take the same amount of.
We treat each other with respect, you know.
Right.
Like we really value our friendship with these, even if they're a shithead. We're like, nah, but he's cool people.
Yeah, he's cool people because he smokes.
Yeah.
And it's because it's because it was illegal, and it still is mostly illegal, and it being illegal made you, when you're smoking it, it's a risk.
Yeah.
And it's somebody that's willing to take that risk with you. And it's like, you know what? This is cool.
Yeah.
You know? And then not only that, but I was talking about this before we got on the podcast, and it's about frequency.
I was just talking about that today.
Yeah, and when you smoke with people in the same room together, you vibe on the same frequency. So
I want to be on Devin's frequency now.
Yo, he is not.
He's like, this is Viceland, and I'm watching it. That this is Viceland. Us live right now.
Us live is like Viceland.
We haven't heard much from you.
Yeah, come on. We need to hear from you.
I don't really smoke, but that bong.
Ended all things. Just
so
know he's here, he's listening, he's present.
He's here, he's listening. Actually, I have a question for you. So, I know you're a filmmaker. How do you get inspired to do a music video? Or, how did this start? How did you want to get into this kind of filmmaking game? Like, what was the passion behind this? Like, what made you start, making music videos for people and doing artistic career path?
Okay, so.
You mind getting a little bit closer to the mic?
Yeah, got you. So the person who really influenced me and they kind of pushed me towards the path of that was my high school teacher, Mr. Phillips.
Okay.
Yeah, he definitely opened my door to photography, and then with photography I found out, you could do videos, and it's really, really nice quality. So I just went and took it,
Okay.
and I basically taught myself. And then I learned how to use iMovie. And then with iMovie, I practiced Final Cut Pro and Premiere.
Okay.
And, you know, little by little, I started getting better.
Okay.
And then I realized, you know, like, one of my favorite channels, which is Genius,
Mm-hmm.
they have this little segment where they show, like, how a song was made, and, you know, they also have, like, breakdowns and stuff like that. Like,
Okay.
I really like that, so I wanted to go ahead and I wanted to be in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I tried it out with the first person that I made a video with, Zaire.
Okay.
I really like the whole process. You know, shooting the video, you're interacting with people all day, doing something productive, going to a cool location,
Mm-hmm.
and then you basically take ideas that are in your head and you make them into like a physical object. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not a physical object, but, you know.
But like a visual, something visual that you can see.
Yeah.
And I get that. Yeah. That's pretty dope. And like, so you started wanting to, now you got inspired to do this kind of thing, and recently you decided that you wanted to be part of the Emerald Life and the Emerald J squad. Is that correct? Yeah.
Definitely. I want to be able to help out people. You know, I want to be able to create things with them, and, you know, try to help, like, people that are near us. You know, people who have talent but they want to get it out there. You know.
Right. And you know,
One way to do that.
this is what we try to do here at the Emerald Life podcast. You know, try to help, you know, people like yourself and all sorts of people get, you know, a little bit known in our community, and just get some sort of exposure. You know, I mean, this wherever you guys are listening to this cast, you know, we broadcast everywhere.
Yeah.
And if you want to hear, or if you want to visualize and see what we're doing, you know, you can just go on YouTube and you can find us. So like, that's, you know, we're in everything, and that's what's so cool about this cast. And we're just smoking together. We're having a great time, and like, I think that's what I set out to do. Really, this is what I set out to do with this podcast. You know, is show our community. You know, show how chill we are. Show how it is to smoke and relax, because people have a certain interpretation of who we are and what we do, and we're trying to show them that we're productive people in the industry. You know, we think about awesome things. We have different perspectives, and ultimately we have an overall understanding of what goes on in the world, and we contribute very to our community. You know, and you know, within our community, there's some things that people can take point. You know, the ability to put, you know, bullshit aside and just to be with somebody else, you know, a random person, even just to be nice to other people.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of like the motto of a stoner. It's just to be cool and nice to other people. So, I mean, if anything, we need more of that than rude people. You know, I mean, I don't. Everyone that smokes is all about good vibes. Mostly everyone that smokes is all about good vibes. And I mean, you can't say that about anything. You know, there's always variations. There's always, you know, bad people. But for the most part, everyone is just chill when you smoke, and I think it brings the best out of me, and I think it brings the best out of most people.
Yeah, but
Creatively also.
said what?
Creatively also.
Oh, creatively.
Yeah, for sure.
What was I gonna say?
I don't know. I think we got really smacked.
Yes, we did.
We did. This is really good. So we're smoking Blue Dreams.
This is Blue Dreams?
Wait, what was in here?
Whatever was in here.
That's Blue Dreams. That's what you brought over.
Oh, dope.
So we smoked Skywalker OG before you got here, and now we're smoking this really frosty Blue Dreams, which is hitting me really nice.
It's nice, right? It's a nice high.
Yeah. You know what Devin brought me, which you gotta try after the cast? The matcha.
Man, I love it.
Yo, the
I love matcha powder.
Yo, he made some matcha latte.
He's a
So
barista.
good. Yeah. So good, so good. It was just amazing. So I'm full of energy right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty calm right now.
Pretty calm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But going back to community and all that, I just think that we are doing something that is so good. Like, we are giving back, because we are just trying to be that place where you can get acknowledged and you're going to have a community to back you up at all times. Because the internet is so savage, and we have kids and, you know, just a lot of negativity when it comes to the internet.
Right.
For the most part. Just a lot of positive, but you have to deal with, you know, the really nasty things people have to say and, you know, their opinions and all that.
That's true.
And I feel like we are that place where you don't have to hear that. We
That's
are
true.
like that safe haven where everybody knows how it is, so we give each other that same respect.
Exactly.
And all we do is we try to support. And having people to back you up and to support you means way more than, you know, being on the internet and getting, I feel, like 100 views.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
No, I definitely feel that. Yeah.
So I don't know. It just feels great. I'm constantly with my.
Meanwhile, Devin's like floating into outer space. Are you the Mars probe? Did you go to the far side of the moon?
I don't really do this. So
He's with Snoop Dogg and Wiz.
Yeah, word. You just had a legit conversation with Wiz, spiritually and emotionally.
Can I say something about this experience? Like,
You can say whatever you want.
from
Yeah,
the
bro.
moment that you come in, like the calmness and like the energy in the house is amazing.
Mm.
And then like, you know, like being able to talk about this, and then the fish, like
Yeah.
Chino made like fresh fish.
Fish.
Our producer, China La Queen.
Like, this is honestly like one of the more positive experiences with food that I've had, compared to like, you know, outside in the cold, and you know, it's like dirty outside. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we try our best, you know, because as much as our guests might be looking forward to being on the cast, like yourself, like we really look forward to it as well, because you know what? We deal with a lot of stress on a day-to-day, and we want to do this 24 hours a day, but we can't. Or rather, not 24 hours a day, but we'd rather do this, you know.
Oh, that's not why I made that face.
Why?
I heard it like a double voice when you said that.
Oh, really?
Like, I heard somebody else talking, and I looked at Devin. Devin didn't say a word, so I was like, who is talking over him?
Oh, if you guys are listening to this, rewind that. We might have recorded some extraterrestrial activity.
Maybe I'm
Conspiracy in the making
Conspiracy
live.
called Blue Dreams.
Conspiracy called Blue Dreams live on the Emerald Life podcast.
We got a lot of firsts today.
A lot of firsts. First, spiritual interaction.
Yes, for spiritual interaction.
First knockout by bong.
I can't lie though. I can't wait to eat.
Oh, dude, China made some awesome food. That's part. You know what? That's what Devin was saying before about the podcast. You know, that's what we try to do here. You know, we try to create a good atmosphere, because this is what we like. This is what we like to do, and we want to try to bring this cool atmosphere to our community. So, you know, we provide food. Our producer cooks and provides food for everybody, and we chow down, we smoke up, we have a great time. We just chill here up in the studio, record live conversations and live interactions. And this format is the best way that someone that's maybe not be able to know us, or someone that's looking about our community, it's the best way for people to see this, what friendship looks like on camera.
Yeah, because every conversation we have with each guest, we got to know them personally,
Right.
even live on the podcast.
And when you smoke, it's just when you smoke with somebody, you become friends. It's like you share an experience, a profound experience with somebody.
You know, as much as bud is shamed upon everywhere, you know, businessmen do it. Smart men do it. People with money do it. It's like a hush-hush thing.
Precisely.
At the end of the day, a regular Joe smokes bud. Like, it's not catered to, like, one type of people. It's everybody that smokes and benefits from it. So, like, you meet some really interesting people. It's a great way to network. Another reason to smoke.
Another reason to smoke, exactly. And you know what? If you're in the artist community, it's literally the best way to network. You smoke up with somebody. They're free. They don't have to worry about what's going on.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Now I was just thinking about the Jenga. How much fun it would be to play right now.
Oh.
With our guests that are outside after this podcast.
So basically, for those that are listening, we have a gigantic Jenga block game, which we incorporated drinking along with it. And it's just loads of fun. But that being said, going back to what you were saying, when it comes to self-love and self, I really believe that I've been listening to this. I've been listening to different perspectives of this, and I do believe a lot of people are neglecting themselves.
Yes, I agree. 100%.
And I mean, I am definitely part of that.
Same.
And I neglect myself a lot. And me and the King has started a challenge.
Yes, we have.
So we're doing a weight loss challenge. First one to lose the most weight by, when was it, March?
We haven't decided the date yet. We're just going for it.
Maybe we'll make it 420. How's that?
Dope. I'm with it.
You with it? So whoever we're going for from now until 420, whoever loses the most weight, and basically it's an incentive for us to like stay motivated. And while I'm doing this, I'm working out every day. I work out in the basement of my first job, and I do it every day during lunch, and I feel great. But one of the things that I'm noticing when I'm working out every day is I'm paying more close attention to what I'm feeling, what my body is.
That's self-awareness.
Like I'm noticing, okay, I'm strong here. This is hurting. I have weaknesses here.
But like, how long have you been doing this for? Like working out in the basement of your job?
Well, it's a gym in the basement. It's New York Sports Club.
I put two and two together.
No, I'm just.
It's not just some random abandoned basement.
Yeah, I want to clarify things because I don't want to use.
This is the gym now.
This is a gym. This is not just a basement. But anyway, so yeah, I'm going to say maybe a month since I've been back.
So it only took a month to become self-aware.
Only took a month to become self-aware.
So become aware that you're self-aware.
Right.
Ooh, trippy.
But you know what?
Even eating right?
Yeah, I've been eating right.
Even that feels great when you're like, no Snickers, I'm not gonna eat you today, and you don't eat it. It's like, yeah, Jade, you did that. Like,
well, what I've been working with is I've been intermittent fasting.
Oh, fasting? Yes. Yeah, so have I.
Technical difficulties.
We almost named it.
Yeah, we almost did.
You are no name.
No name.
Alright, so what I'm trying to say is
what are you trying to say?
I've also started, I've also started going to the gym. My coworker, he like recommended a program to me. It's called Kino Body.
Okay.
A lot of people get it confused with the keto diet, but it's not that at all. It's basically like intermittent fasting.
Okay.
And also working out 3 times a week, and like you're doing specific exercises to like help you, like get lean, but also
okay.
And how do you
like be strong as well? To be strong as well.
Okay.
And
how do you feel off of it so far?
Good. Recently, after shooting a music video, I got like an eye infection from like Shooting? Yeah.
Wow. What?
Were you
Yeah.
shooting in like an abandoned place?
No, I was in the Brooklyn Bridge.
Okay.
So
What? I got an eye infection too, so that's weird that you got one too.
And I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I recently got an eye infection as well. Maybe like, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago. I had like pink eye. I woke up with pink eye. I was like, what am I, 5 again?
Because you know what happens? I'll tell you exactly what happens. New Yorkers wipe their ass, forgot to wash their hands,
Facts.
put their hands, or more likely scenario is there's a lot of homeless people in New York City. So basically
I have shit eye.
There's a lot of homeless people in New York City, and they don't have anywhere else to go, so they shit in, horrible places. They don't have the right facilities, which is a shame, which really is a shame. They don't have the right facilities. They don't have, so they're putting their hands on the pole because you know what? They putting
their hands on the pole.
Right. Because the train is warm. So they're sitting on the trains, they're putting their hands on the pole, and they're transferring pink eye,
Yo, that shit, it was crazy. I was like, out of all things to get an eye infection.
You have an ashtray right here.
No, I know. Rude.
Thank God this one isn't contagious, because...
Oh, I got that shit fixed right away. I said, doctor, please help me.
Help me.
Eye drops?
Yeah. And like after the first like 2 times of dropping it in, it went away. But I continued using it for a while because nobody likes pink eye. Shit eye.
Yeah, no one likes shit eye. But yeah, so I've been very, very self-aware. I think that's like part of the package of when you work out constantly. I always document every workout. I document everything, so it's easier for me to follow a regimen. I get to see like what I did in the past, and then I can modify what I do in the future. So I mean, right now I'm feeling great. The intermittent fasting has also helped with weight loss, and it's helped with me mentally, because like you forget that how much of the day do we really spend on focusing on food. It's like you wake up, what's for breakfast, what's for lunch, what's for dinner. And when you intermittent fast, I don't like that word. You start to realize like, wow, I spent a lot of time thinking about it, because look, I'm really fucking hungry, and I'm thinking about it now.
Now that I've been doing it for a while, because I've been doing it, for a couple months now, on and off, I don't even like realize that like I haven't eaten sometimes, like because it's not such a need, because I'm feeding my body properly, so it's not such a starving feeling like I need to eat right now,
Right.
It's like,
so like
I acknowledge that I'm hungry, and I just take care of it. I make my little food, and I don't have the urge to like binge eat anymore.
You know what's a really good like hunger suppressor when you're hungry?
What?
Coffee.
Oh, no wonder. I drink coffee all day.
Coffee, and at my job we have something called passion tea, which has like no calories at all, so you can drink that. So refreshing in the morning.
Interesting.
It's tea. It's like it's literal tea, but it's sweet.
It sounds really good.
It sounds really, really good.
He's come back to life, by the way.
Yeah. You gotta go?
No.
You got time?
Yeah, I got time right
now. Alright.
It's just crazy.
I mean,
Jesus.
We have 57 minutes on the cast. Always successful.
Yes. But what was I saying about? Oh yeah, so just self-recognition. I feel like a lot of people they should open their mind a little bit and work on that just a little bit, and come to a certain space where it's like, or the realization that you can do a lot better helping others if you work on yourself.
Yep.
And a lot of people focus more on helping others, but they forget themselves. And it's like, you gotta, in order for you to, it's like, being in the airplane, you gotta put on your mask before you help out a kid, because if you're not any good, you're no good to your kid. Right? So same thing, same concept. If you're not putting good into yourself, then you're no good to no one else. And that's really what our purpose here on earth, in life is, to help someone else. We're here to push someone else to go forward. We're here to push mankind. We're here to whatever. If we're in a simulation, the simulation is we're here to better ourselves, because that's what we do here on earth. We constantly battle with each other to improve ourselves. We constantly go back and forth.
I think it's only because it could be an hour long.
More technical difficulties.
It's because I'm here, I swear.
And we're back on. we got off live on Instagram for a moment, but we're back on.
I hope that it's saved.
Yeah. So how you guys feeling?
I feel pretty good. I feel pretty calm. I'm excited to eat.
You're excited to eat?
Mm-hmm.
Back in my body.
You're back in your body?
Yeah, that was crazy. I felt like...
Well, that's what we do here at the Emerald Life. We try to change it up. Try to see how high we can get, how far we can push it. And we can get pretty high. Is there anything you would like to say before we close this cast?
Thank you for having me here. This was a really cool experience. This was,
Okay.
Awesome.
Well.
So we're always gonna be here.
Exactly.
Hopefully next time we don't blast you off too early. But it's been a good conversation. It's been good here on the cast.
Yeah. This is episode 13. Can you believe that? We've been doing this for 13 weeks.
It's insane.
And we're still chucking along. We're still going.
Yep.
Can't wait for episode 100.
So thank you guys for listening to us. We appreciate you. We see you.
We see you. We see you.
We see you on the live. We see you on YouTube. We see
you everywhere. If you want to drop us a comment, we'll check it out. Drop us a comment on YouTube. Follow us. Hit the notification bell in YouTube so that you can, or in Spotify or wherever you're listening, hit that notification so you can get notified every time we come out with a new podcast. And overall, just if you have anything that you want to talk with us about,
just hit us up. We don't bite.
Exactly.
Hit us up. We will see your message and we will get to you, I promise.
Precisely.
But until then, we hope you are sparking up with us. I hope you are smoking and listening to this conversation.
Yes, I hope you're getting as smacked as we are. Get on the same frequency so that we can feel you as well as hear you as well as be with you physically, even though we're not together.
Yes. So always remember, EMRLD is the first stop.
Yes. First stop to your rebellion. Thank you so much, Devin, for showing up and letting us know about your rebellion. And thank you, guys.
I didn't really say anything.
It's all good, bro. It's all good.
Hey.
You went on a journey.
It's all right.
You went on a journey.
We're so glad to have sparked that journey.
Yes.
We'll come back and talk about it.
Yes.
But thank you again, everybody.
Yes, and to all those that are watching us on YouTube, on Instagram, listening to us, thank you, and have a good night.
Have a good night.
Good night. Super Bowl Sunday tomorrow.
And we are off. Good, Mom is still here, which means I can go home with her. I'm high as shit.
What happened?
Nothing. You cleared it. You cleared it completely, so now you smoked all the buds.
All right.
It's a good noise.
Before you get ready to go, you have to record the next sponsor.
Oh, that's fine. I'll do that.
Who's the sponsor today?
Huh?
Who's the sponsor?
I think Baboom.
Who?
Baboom.
What the hell is that?
They're a bag company. They make really dope bags for like travel and stuff.
No.
cast.
Yeah, it's definitely different from like edibles, but you know.
So this is what we do every Sunday. We just get really fucking ripped.
Wow.
Welcome back to life.
Yes, please. I just have to pee.
We're on giggles over here. Were you able to hear us?
A little bit.
Don't mind me.
Yeah, probably next time.
Sorry.
The next show. Nah, it's okay.
We were in the sala for a while.
Yeah.
And we just pinged
We heard you a little bit.
in the sala? Towards the end?
I don't know, but like somewhere in the middle, we were hearing you.
Sorry. I can't hear you.
No worries.
You were in the sala.
No worries. I'll cover you guys up with music momentarily.
Okay.
What is this?
You're experimenting. Making experiments.
Experimenting?
Yeah. I want to see how your ball sack will be. That is
Ball
not the
sack?
I said to her, then you can go like this. Dip it, dip it, dip it, dip it. Well, just to know that your mother's going to put that on her face.
What?
Look. Listen.
That is the shit we were laughing about.
What is that?
It's balls.
No, it's not.
It's just one.
No, fuck that.
No, it's just flax seeds.
We
I was
found
just
out.
trying to.
We found out one pantyhose later that you don't have a strainer. Look at Gerald's face.
But it's so like gooey, so it's not really straining. Is it itchy?
No.
You gotta
You ready? You ready? What?
It's okay. No worries.
I have one fish.
No, don't worry.
Because I wasn't expecting extra.
It's okay. We popped up.
But
No worries.
We were like toast. You
Tranquila.
didn't know.
I have rice.
Tranquila.
I can make something else.
No. I didn't even think
By the
about
time I
that.
heard you guys cracking up.
But you guys didn't eat.
It was
No,
interesting podcast.
Was it?
Yeah.
Where you guys going? Are you coming or are you going? Are we hitting that diner or we're not hitting that diner?
Well,
You guys can go hit the diner.
You gonna stay?
Yeah. I still have to record one more thing.
we still need to finish posting up everything. She has to record the sponsorship. You know, things we still have wrap up to the post production before we can wrap today.
So call me. Maybe by the time
There's a good diner right here in Nutley.
Oh,
Pretty good
in
right
Arlington.
That's where they're going.
We went to that big one.
Or the Arlington diner, that one too.
And they still open?
Yeah, 24
Yeah,
hours.
they're open.
Sounds like a plan.
It was right here.
He said, let's go. Yeah.
Me too.
You're going?
What you gonna do here? You need to work with them? No. Do they? Do I?
No. You don't need to stay if you don't want to.
You want me?
Oh, so when you guys come back, then
This
I'm
was
forced
me.
to come back.
Right, exactly.
Okay, what's up?
What's up? We get to
Alright,
finish
can
up.
we do something with the food situation?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I don't want to disrupt everything that I haven't really eaten today. This is my first meal.
Oh, no, something I get it. This was my first meal.
You scared me. I'm like, oh, what happened? What's that?
You're alive.
Oh, this is so cute. I can go to Starbucks and take this, right?
Discount, yeah.
Thank
you doing? Huh? I'm on my way home soon. Yeah. What are you doing? Okay. How's your day been? You been okay? But like, did you have a good day today? Did you relax? You know. Okay. I'm gonna be on my way home soon. Okay. So I'll let you know when I'm home. I love you, baby. Okay.
Extra one? Not really. Kind of scarce sometimes. I don't think he was really We already ate.
Oh. Oh. So that means I'm good.
Yeah, all that is for you.
Get out of here, bro.
Go ham on that shit.
I'm here trying to be considerate.
We're good. We're good. I'm like close to the max.
Good.
Call mom.
Calling mom.
Hello. Hola Norma, ¿cómo estás? Feliz cumpleaños. Aló. Feliz cumpleaños. ¿Cómo estás? Porque, sí. Okay.
That's what she does.
I know, I understand. Okay, alright, I understand. Okay. Okay. Okay, bye.
In case I don't see you when I get back, have a good day. Have a nice. And you, make sure Daddy takes you out.
How you feeling? You got a jet? Or are you good? No, Jay's staying for a little bit. Huh? That's Halloween, yeah. I gotta finish up the cast.
When I go home, I'll clean it.
Mine?
I said that when I go home, I'll clean it.
No.
Sorry, can you put up chips again?
You chips? Yeah, no problem.
That shit. I was really full, but this is like.
Oh, well, I mean,
Your purse.
Tina was gonna.
Oh, whose purse is this?
Huh?
Oh, okay.
I just want the chips.
Oh, alright. Yeah, well, I'm just gonna leave the side. Jade, we have this available too for you later. If you want.
Oh. Where's the water?
Where the waters is right there. And I'm
Oh,
gonna
but
get
these are not open, right?
Oh no, those are open.
Opened up the can of worms.
Yeah, bring this over there. Bring this over there. but it's very low for those.
Who wants to support you?
Right.
Gotcha. Yeah, definitely.
And if you want to pay for going even on like any other radio station or podcast, you're gonna be looking at hundreds of dollars. $40 is nothing. Or you want to do it yourself? I mean, this is like $500 setup. So like, it cost the MacBook alone is over $2,000. So like, it requires a lot that people don't have. All right, so that's part A. So part B is, before we leave the podcast, this is a new system that we're gonna incorporate from now on. It's gonna go live before we separate, like on Anchor. Okay. So before we smoke again, before we do anything else, we gotta finish this out.
It's fine.
So basically, what we'll do. Let's close this out.